So today is our 9th wedding anniversary, and I have a huge surprise for Nathan. He has no idea. Last time I surprised him that we were having a baby. This surprise is a little different.
You don't want you thrashing, splashing, things like that. Okay, cool.
The thrill of skydiving is not the actual fall, it was the making yourself jump.
So she's actually more scared of this hike than the sharks.
It's awesome!
We're Marissa, Nathan, Hensley, and JJ. We sold our house in 2015 and moved into an RV full-time to live a life of less junk, more journey. Life is a journey. Let go and get going.
So today we're celebrating 9 years of... 9 years.
But it was 8. It was like 12.
9 years. Nathan and I dated for 3 years. So we've been together for 12 years, been married 9 of that. And on our first wedding anniversary, we decided that we wanted to renew our vows every year. That was something that we implemented our first anniversary. And then we were like making this crazy list of all the things we wanted to do, of all these places we would renew our vows. And today we're gonna do one.
It's not the sharks, is it? I thought it was just a...
Oh, we're swimming with sharks today.
No, is it sharks today?
Yes.
I thought it was just a typical... You didn't even tell me that. Jesus said we're going snorkeling. What? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. All right. I did not know that. Are we in a cage?
Surprise. No cage.
Okay.
Open water.
These baby sharks.
Open water sharks.
That's
renewing our vows and swimming with the sharks was on this crazy list. You were popping your knuckles. Are you nervous?
I'm not.
You were popping your knuckles.
It's because I needed to be popped. It's not because I'm nervous. I just need to be popped.
Are you nervous?
Stop. Yes.
I don't exactly know what my game plan is going to be for our dive. It was a full moon last night. Because of that, we can get some pretty strong currents. When we're moving around in the water, real nice mellow movements, okay? Just kind of gently floating on your stomach and kicking with your fin. We don't want you thrashing, splashing, things like that. Make sure you're paying attention to what's going on in the water. Don't focus on one shark or in one direction. The sharks know when we're in and out of their visual range. They are looking at us. They're curious about us, not because they want to eat us. We actually don't resemble a food source to these types of sharks. They eat small marine life, crabs, lobsters, small spiny fish, things like that. But they are curious about us. So they are passing by, they are looking at us. That eye contact actually shows your dominance in the water, and it lets that shark know that you know where it's at. Otherwise, we have about a 15-minute boat ride.
I'm so ready. No, I'm pumped. So pumped. Yeah, we're here. Let's do this. I thought I would be like terrified, but I'm excited more than nervous.
Is it like skydiving? Once you're doing it, you might as well.
It's exactly like skydiving. The thrill of skydiving is not the actual fall, it was the making yourself jump. Look, there's a shark.
Go ahead and sneak that on. One more little step down. Sit there.
I got this feeling I can't describe. This magic in the air, the world has come alive. And when I see you, you make my pulse rise. I never knew that I could be so hypnotized. Out of nowhere and into my life, you walked in and you opened my eyes. Can't believe this could happen to me. You came crashing
That was awesome.
I highly recommend it. And I went back and forth on, they have where you can be in a cage or you can swim cageless. Thankfully, Down to Detour not only kept our children, but they talked us into going cageless. And since they had this experience, and they just said that it was just an incredible experience. And being in a cage almost puts you in this thing of fear with them.
Probably
and I think
maybe, yeah.
Being out of the cage, I felt no fear. We're not, a scary food source for them.
The guide or whatever is like between you and the sharks for the most part, swimming around, keeping an eye on them. She had 16 years of experience. We felt very good in her hands. Today, I think there was like a full moon or a solar eclipse and all kinds of stuff going on last night.
A full moon, lunar eclipse, blood moon last night.
Marissa knows all that stuff. Anyways, but so the current was really strong, and she just said she didn't feel comfortable, and it was like you're holding on to it, and if you let go, like within 3 seconds, you just be gone. So not to make it any more scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we, for the most part, had to hold on to the rope. But most of these, they said the norm is you can kind of venture, kind of arm's length, maybe within 4 feet of the rope. You got to stay right there pretty close to the rope. But
and you can dive down.
And you can dive down and all that. But today, we couldn't do any of that stuff. But that's okay. That was adventurous enough for me. But as if that wasn't adventurous enough, Marissa and I wasn't on this one. We have another adventurous, because that's, I don't know, is that what we do as a couple? I think these adventurous
we
things.
do. On our anniversary,
it
brings it out of us. I don't know what it is.
And these are things we can't do with the kids. I think we have it all piled up.
Yeah, we're like, we get a day without kids. What are we going to do? Let's swim with sharks. Let's do crazy hikes. I don't know.
So we're going to show you, if you search for, I did this just to double check. If you search for hikes on Oahu that are 5 stars on all trails, only 3 hikes show up. One of those is closed down, and we're doing one of the other 2, and it's gonna be pretty epic. So believe it or not, Marissa says she's actually more scared of this hike than the sharks. I thought we were, snorkeling with goldfish, but I didn't know about the hike. And this is a legit hike, like Angel's Landing-ish.
Angel's Landing is my favorite hike of all time. I love heights. Obviously, we love doing adventurous things, but yeah, I'm more nervous about this than the swimming with the sharks.
So for this hike and a lot of hikes, you've got to park almost a mile from the trailhead. So it's like we get to do a mini hike before the hike. And it's also in the middle of the day, which is not ideal to do this hike. We brought a ton of water with us, but we were swimming with sharks this morning, so we couldn't get started early. I just want to say that sounds pretty cool.
Anytime you can throw that in, I think everybody that's texted me today, I'm like, yeah, we swam with sharks today.
If I don't butcher the name, this is the Olamana Trail. A lot of people call it the 3-Peak Trail because there's 3 peaks, and it gets more and more difficult with each peak. What we've heard,
the word
difficult. So we've watched a lot of videos, seen a lot of pictures, read a lot of blogs, and everything we read says, look, the first one is not super sketch. So we're gonna do the first peak, see how we feel about the second peak. We are not doing the 3rd peak.
Yeah.
Nah, this might be getting up to it over here.
Yeah, they looked pointy.
Oh my goodness. I wonder which one that is. Is that the 3rd one?
We're gonna hope that's the 3rd one.
Yeah. This is gonna be nuts. Oh man.
I feel like I'm on like an Avatar ride at Disney or something. Like, it's that incredible. Like, this doesn't even feel like this is legit nature.
Stop and listen.
It's another world. It really is. This is so cool.
Here we go, huh?
I do love that there are no snakes in Hawaii. So usually I'm like terrified walking on trails. But Hensley,
You'll still be jumpy.
I do get jumpy on hikes. Hensley said, Mom, Hawaii is the perfect place for you. They have coconuts and no snakes.
So far, the first, half mile, 3/4 miles has been in the shade. So we are, especially today, super thankful for that. Does that mean we're not sweating though, right?
It's hot. It's uphill. But
It's still humid and it's still uphill.
I love it.
We're not by any means experts when it comes to marriage. We've made it 9 years, but it's still a work in progress. But I think travel for us has really mended, and we say it amplifies or magnifies who you are as people and who you are in a relationship, and I think it's done that too. And I think we've learned more about things we could do together that we both enjoy, and that brings us closer together. Versus in a home, sometimes it felt like we were each going our separate way, doing our jobs and doing our things and hanging with friends, and before you know it, you kind of look at each other, especially once the kids get out of the house and you're like, who are you? I don't know. It's we've definitely found things we love doing together. This is one of them.
We didn't even know we enjoyed hiking until we started the RV life, and I mean, it's our favorite thing to do together. Like, when our friends offered to keep our kids so we could do something for our anniversary, like, the first thought is, oh, let's go have a nice dinner, and that would be nice because we don't get those either. But we were like, let's go on a hike together. Like, that, to me, it was even more bonding and beautiful and romantic, being sweaty in the forest up here on top of a mountain than being like dressed up at a nice dinner. So
it's the cool thing about travel. You can discover, like, if you think back to your honeymoon or think back to when you were the closest together and you think about what you were doing together, maybe that was on the water, maybe that was doing a hike, maybe that was sitting down at nice dinners. I mean, whatever it is, you've got that flexibility with travel and with RVing to like blend that into your marriage, and that
keep it exciting.
Yes, it keeps it exciting. You don't have to do sharks and dangerous hikes, but
hey, sharks and dangerous hikes, that's what's kept us together these 9 years.
So, whatever works.
Makes you work for it, but that's a great view. We're almost there. It's right around this corner. Very sketchy corner.
It's crazy, babe.
It's awesome!
Just almost speechless. This is the thing about Hawaii, everywhere you go, you've got a view of the water just about, and it's no different here.
Water and mountains and
crazy.
it's just, I can't even, like, you look over here, it looks like Jurassic Park. You look over here, it's like paradise. It's like there's so much beauty you don't even know where to look.
So yeah, we're I mean, there's some drops, kind of drops, I don't know, technically all around us, I guess, but just stay on the path, right? It's kind of like driving a car. I mean, it's driving a car, intimidating at first, but just stay in your lane and you're good. Yeah, maybe not like driving a car, but something like that. Maybe, I don't know if that's a good analogy or not. So if you're wondering why this has a name, Three Peaks, there's 3 peaks. The peak that we're currently on, this is the first peak. There's the second peak, and the pointing one at the end, that's the third peak. And they get a little more dangerous as they go. We've heard the second actually isn't that much more dangerous than the first. If you can do the first, you can probably do the second unless it's raining. And then the second one probably is more dangerous than the first. The third, it doesn't matter if it's raining or not. Like, that thing is legit. I mean, you're scaling a wall at one point. It's just, yeah. You want to do the third one?
We can pretend that's us.
Yeah?
Yeah. Look at me go up that mountain.
That's crazy.
Actually, the second peak doesn't look that bad. Now, the third peak, yeah, I think I'm good without that in my life.
We say that about the second, but I think we're done. So I think swimming with sharks and getting to the first peak, that's good enough for me.
Marked off
I
our
don't know about
list.
you, but yeah, really, I don't know. I couldn't imagine the view on the second being that better than the first. Now the third.
Now the third.
The third, I could see that being pretty epic. This is something else.
This is unbelievable.
This like redefines 360 view on a hike. Like unfortunately, this has really set a bar that is going to be hard to match too many places we go because it's such a steep peak and such a straight hike to that peak. To be totally honest, Marissa whooped me today. This girl, man, she called herself a mule. Like
mountain goat.
Mountain goat. Oh, sorry, mountain goat, which is way more than a mule. Majestic than a mule. And I would believe it. Like she just ran by me. I was having a hard time
We had
keeping
mules
up.
at our wedding.
We did. But this is what bonds us and has helped us travel as long as we had and not want to kill each other too often.
It takes near-death experiences for us
It
to
does.
appreciate each other.
Maybe that just takes the focus off each other and onto the fact that there's drops all around us. But
We're good.
I love you so much.
Me too.
If you want to see more details into our marriage and into travel and how travel impacts that, we've got a custom playlist set up for you guys. The first is us sitting at the balloon fiesta. I'm not going to tell you what, but there's a direct connection there between the balloon fiesta and how we got engaged and how we started our relationship. We talk about that in that video. We've also got Red Rocks, which just has a special place in our heart as a date night we did at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado. That was a fun night. And then last year we did a glamping tent, and we go into more detail about how this does magnify everything, travel and RVing and all that.
Yeah, this is our 7th year on the road. So we've been married in an RV traveling more than we were even in a house at this point. So we definitely have some insight to that in these videos.
So check out that playlist. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later.